I am so incredibly happy because I knew this was coming. We saw it coming. We talked about it on this channel. I was excited about the imminent arrival of this thing. And it has now finally arrived. Pure cinema. The cinema that only Jose Mourinho can deliver. The type of cinema that just makes you want to grab your popcorn and watch every single match that Fenerbahce is going to play in the Europa League for the rest of the entire season. Because hell yeah, we are here. We are back. We're back on top of the world, baby. Jose Mourinho's got his swagger back. He's cooking, and he's cooking with gas. Right? All these global warming people, they're trying to take the gas stoves away. He's cooking with gas. Okay. Sorry. Jose Mourinho is cooking with gas, baby. And let me tell you why. Because Fenerbahce got a point against Manchester United in the Europa League. It's hilarious for a couple of reasons. Now, I'm making this video in the direction I'm making it, but Manchester United has now played 3 matches in the Europa League and drawn all 3, which means it is very comfortably not in the top 8 in a competition that you would expect it to be in the top 8 in, and it is very clearly not comfortable at all in making the top 24, which is diabolical. We're talking about Manchester United here that is rocked up with draws against FC Twente and Fenerbahce, even if Jose's coaching them, right? That is just Erik ten Hag's ability to build that PR up and compare himself to Jose Mourinho in a press conference, which absolutely dumbfounded me. Look, Jose Mourinho, okay, I'm going off on another little tangent. I promise we're going to come back to this, but Jose Mourinho is not what he used to be, right? We're all hoping that he is, but he's clearly not. I love the guy, right? But it is impossible to maintain the same level for 25 years, right? But when we're talking about Jose Mourinho and what he was at his best, he is the last person to lead a club not from the 4 big leagues in Europe. Sorry, France, but you only have 1 Champions League, so you don't get to join the party here. He is the last manager to lead a club not from Italy, Germany, Spain, or England to a Champions League title. He did it out of the freaking Portuguese league. We're talking about somebody that took Manchester United up to 2nd place, which, by the way, since he did that, that is the highest finish Manchester United has had since he left there. And of course, I think it's like over 25 trophies that Jose Mourinho has won. So it is laughable for Erik ten Hag to compare himself to Jose Mourinho. I know in his own mind he believes that's there, and there's nothing wrong with being confident, right? But in the actual on paper, what have you accomplished? It's not close. And the what have you done for me lately? It's still not close. I mean, Jose Mourinho won a European trophy at Roma. You know what I mean? And Erik ten Hag's got 3 draws in 3 matches in the Europa League with Manchester United, for crying out loud. But I'll leave that conversation to one side because that comparison in itself could have set me off for 20 minutes, right? But that's fine. Erik ten Hag's keeping his job, and if he does manage to turn it around, I'm going to have to make a very long apology video, even though I don't see it happening. But Jose Mourinho, in the process of leading Fenerbahce to this draw, produced the type of captivating drama that I and a lot of you guys absolutely love him for. You see, Manchester United took the lead in the first half. This match was being played in Turkey. And then in the second half, an equalizer is scored. After that equalizer, Jose Mourinho is ejector seated out of the game with a straight red card from the referee, spawning in a truly spectacular picture. Something about, they should hang this in the Louvre. This is football heritage, as Jose Mourinho would say. We've got we've got the thing saying he's gotten a red card in the corner and he's standing behind the railing looking menacingly off into the distance, also kind of looking like the kid whose hand got caught in the cookie jar a little bit. I think Jose Mourinho comes up with the great comebacks later, but I don't believe his goal was to get sent off in this instance. But let's look back at what actually managed to get him sent off. Now to the incident in question. It was 1-1. Fenerbahce was on the front foot in front of their absolutely rabid Turkish fan base, and then this happens. You got a guy dribbling on the edge of the box. He cuts back and he goes down. It looks like a lot of contact, right? And Jose Mourinho reacts on the side in the way that, I'm going to be honest, most managers would. He jumps up and down. He's waving his arms. He doesn't leave his coaching box a ton, but the assistant referee is right next to him. At which point, the referee takes time out of his busy schedule deciding whether this is a penalty or not to go show Jose Mourinho a red card. And as the announcers even noticed on CBS at the time, they're like, I don't really know if that was enough to warrant the actual sending off of a coach, which Jose Mourinho will do things that totally warrant being sent off. This felt like it was a little vindictive. They reviewed the play further. Here's a close-up look. It's like a little contact. He actually flopped brilliantly because in real time it totally looked like a penalty to me. But then when you watch the replay, I don't really think it's a penalty. But the red card came out for the initial reaction to the play itself. But all of this is a prelude to the actual show, right? This is all building action to what everybody knows is going to be the main attraction after the match. And that is a Jose Mourinho tunnel interview. Oh, we are so back. This is Jose Mourinho's reaction after the game. And if it gets DMCA'd, then I will read it to you kind of after this, just in case that this portion gets taken out. So if you just see me reading it to you, it got DMCA'd.
The incident that saw you red carded, what are your thoughts on the incident?
I don't want to speak about it.
You've just been in, I think, to see the referees. What did they say?
He told me something incredible. He told that at the same time, he could see the action in the box and my behavior on the touchline. I congratulate him because he's absolutely incredible. His peripheral vision during the game, 100 miles per hour, he had one eye on the penalty situation and he had one eye on the bench and on my behavior. So that's the explanation he gave me. That's why he's one of the best referees in the world.
So he says, basically, in case that's DMCA'd, like I was saying, that the referee told him after the game that he had one eye on Jose Mourinho's touchline behavior and one eye on what was happening in the penalty box. And so Jose Mourinho goes on to compliment him and call him one of the best referees in the world because that's absolutely amazing. He's able to pay attention to both of those things while he's going 100 miles an hour. This is world-class shithousery here because, one, he's veiling his insult in a compliment, right? He is disguising this in a way that might help him not get fined or something because he is, you know, if you read a written transcript, he is calling him, says, oh, he's one of the best referees in the world. This is why he's one of the best referees in the world, you know, because he's able to follow all these multiple things at once. But it is kind of insane that the referee told him that he noticed Jose Mourinho's behavior on the touchline, even though the referee obviously would have been paying attention to where the ball was, which is nowhere near the touchline, right? And a tackle that a referee in any situation would watch that tackle and have to seriously consider whether they're going to give a penalty in that situation or not. But Jose Mourinho, I'll be honest, I've seen him give a lot of great interviews. This might be the best 47 seconds we've gotten out of Jose Mourinho, because he has been able to process through all of the emotion and adrenaline of a match what the referee told him and how to highlight what the referee told him as the most, like how to highlight its ridiculousness as much as humanly possible, which is what he's done here. He has highlighted the fact that the referee saying that he was paying attention to the play in the box and Jose Mourinho's behavior at the same time is ridiculous. If the referee had said that his assistant referee heard and saw all of this activity, which again, without hearing the words, did not look like it merited a card, let alone a red card, then that would have made more sense. But the referee clearly in the heat of the moment has said, you know, I was watching you while watching the play as well. And Jose Mourinho has taken that opportunity to then beat this referee over the head with what he just said. But Jose was not done. There is more. In my opinion, the best part of the entire interview.
Have you had the chance to watch the incident back? Do you still think it was a penalty?
I watched the incident. I don't speak about the incident.
The game as a whole, got a point against Manchester United.
No,
We have
they got a point against us. They got a point against us, not us against them.
I freaking love that. You want to get a window into how do people like Sir Alex Ferguson or Pep Guardiola or Jose Mourinho are just gifted motivators and speakers, right? Because that's always such an important part of being a manager. It doesn't matter what kind of tactical brilliance you have to be able to push the right buttons and fire people up, right? He goes through this and he gets asked about the incident and says, well, you know, I don't want to speak about the incident. And then he gets asked, well, how do you feel about the game as a whole? You got a point against Manchester United. And he flips it around in the interviewer. He's almost like offended by that statement. And he goes, no, they got a point against us. We didn't get a point against them. They got a point against us. Kind of saying like, hey, I think we outplayed him here. We could have gotten more out of this game more than they could have gotten more out of this game. That's badass, dude. That is awesome. That is so, it's so Jose Mourinho. You can feel in much the same way that you like watch a player come back in form, right? In the same way that when Inter Miami got Lionel Messi and he left PSG, you could kind of feel him come back to life a little. You know, like you felt him come back to life a little bit. And there's so many other examples of players that do that. Well, Jose Mourinho, his soul is like full again. He is back. He is reanimated. He is confident in his side. He's confident in himself. And he's laying down bar after bar. He managed to insult the referee in a compliment, draw Manchester United, and then flip that around and say, hey, we were better than Manchester United, without actually saying that and giving them like massive bulletin board material. If I was playing for Fenerbahce, that would have fired me up. I'd be running through a brick wall saying, yeah, we were better than them. You got to be full of belief. You know, you're running out of that tunnel and you are ready. You're ready to dance. And it has been working because Fenerbahce is on 5 points and Manchester United, again, as we started this video with, is on 3. Fenerbahce has beaten Royal Union Saint-Gilloise, has drawn FC Twente, who's out here drawing everybody. They drew Manchester United as well, and then drawn Manchester United. Fenerbahce is competing with 5 matches left to go in the Europa League group stage for a spot in the top 8 under Jose Mourinho, and they have every opportunity to get up and get into that top spot. Their next match being against AZ, a team, you know, that sort of match that could go either way. But Jose Mourinho is going to give a hell of a speech, and if they earn any points, it's going to be against them, not the other way around. Watch your mouth, fool.